Sam, come on in the chat.
It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming home.
It's coming home.
Oh, drink your beer, get ready to party.
Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. We're having a party already. It's Friday night. England versus Italy is the Euro 2020 final. It takes place Sunday, 8 p.m. Set your diaries. I'm sure they're already set. The whole nation will be watching as we hope England can win our first major international trophy for 55 years. I've got a fantastic lineup of guests tonight. Steve, we are missing one guest though, aren't we?
Well, he's Welsh. He's Welsh. Anyway, he's banned. There's an international ban on football with Brownie after slagging off the English, calling us cheats. He can piss off and he can stay on his boycott.
Yeah. I did see him trying to clutch at straws the other night, saying that we're all cheats. Blah, blah, blah.
I'm fed up listening to his dribble, mate. Fed up. I mean, I've video after video of him walking around the streets of Cardiff, crying into the River Taff over everything brilliant England do. Right? You should bugger off back to Spain.
So as you can see, we're joined by Steve from the Day's Banter. Steve, how are you?
Not bad at all, mate. I'm really looking forward to Sunday. I think we're going to have a massive win, an emphatic win. I've got no nerves whatsoever, as long as Gareth Southgate picks the right side.
How many points have you had after saying that, Steve?
I'm on my first one, mate. I've just started. The clock's just ticked.
Oh, at least you got the Cornish.
Proper job, isn't it? 5.5%, mate.
Got the Cornish ale in. Good lad.
Yeah, got a bit of that in, and I've got a bit of London pride, obviously, and it's a bit of butt coming all. So
no Birra Moretti, I guess.
No, I don't do that. When I live in Spain. I've just come back from Spain, mate, after 6 years stint. You get fed up with drinking that. It's like coming back to God's water drinking this now.
And we are joined by Ben as well. Ben, how are you?
Very well. You guys all right?
Yeah, not too bad. And Rob as well, wearing his good old England shirt. Rob, how are you?
Come on,
England.
And it's lucky it's about a month before the tournament started, and it only arrived the day before the Denmark game.
God.
Yeah, lucky.
There we go. As you can see, Steve is pretty pumped for this game. He's blasting out the songs like these two. Steve, straight over to you first then. I mean, you've already told us you're confident for this game.
I'm not confident, mate. I'm overconfident because I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. Italy is slow at the back, right? Very slow at the back.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch
that. What? England is slow at the back. Italy is slow at the back. Oh, Siri. Right. But no, they are. Seriously, Italy are very slow at the back. All we've got to do is play the right side, get in behind them, and we'll win this in style, in real style. And I'm talking 3-4-0.
You are confident, Steve. Straight over to you then, Ben. How are you feeling for this game?
Absolutely buzzing for it. I'm the same as your man before. I'm going for a 3-1, and I'm going to go for Saka to score his first goal in the tournament as well.
There we go. We're going straight in with these score predictions. I like it. We will come back to them at the end. And Rob as well, how are you feeling? This is our first major tournament in first major tournament final in 55 years.
I know, it's nuts, isn't it? I was, after the Germany win, I was over the moon because I was starting to think I'd never see us beat them in a competitive game. So we've knocked that monkey off the shoulder. And then now we're in a final. I still can't quite get my head around it. That win against Ukraine, I'm still buzzing from that. So I just don't really know where I'm at. I just need Sunday to get here so I can focus on the Italy game.
Yeah. And in Gary Lineker's words, Steve, England need a bit of West Ham in the side to win a major tournament.
Well, it's always been the case, isn't it, mate? We should have played far more West Ham players in the England side over the years. We would have probably won far more trophies. But Declan Rice is in there. He's the English rock there. the work he's doing, along with his sidekick there in the central, in the midfield defensive area there, he's allowing people to go and express themselves into the game. They can go forward knowing they're safe with Ricey behind them. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
you know, the only thing that can go wrong in this, right, us winning, is Southgate not picking the right side. Only he can get it wrong now.
Ben, despite what Steve has said, Declan Rice has still picked up a lot of criticism this tournament. What have you made on him quickly, and do you think the criticism was is deserved?
To be fair, I think he's been superb. I think him and Phillips have been absolutely brilliant. I think there's been a lot of criticism still on players going into this tournament. And I think a lot of people are still trying to be England managers. And I still think Southgate's done a fantastic job. Going into this tournament, everyone was saying, do this, do that. And he's done the opposite. And it's been brilliant. And if I was Southgate, I'd be playing exactly the same team as I played in the last match.
Yeah.
Wouldn't change it one bit.
Yeah, and in the words of the famous song, Rob, is Southgate the one? He has done everything right so far, pretty much. Is he the one?
It could well be, yeah. I mean, all the criticism, I don't understand where any of it's coming from, because, yeah, we're never going to be winning tournaments or even winning matches by playing attacking, fast flowing, or, you know, it's not the England way, is it now? And the way Southgate set us up, yeah, it might not be the most exciting, but it's effective. And to be honest, I don't think we can have both. We can't have excitement and effectiveness. It just doesn't work for us. So, yeah, I'm right behind him. Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's walk through a starting lineup then. Can we all agree with Pickford in goal and the back four of Maguire, Stones, Walker, and Shaw?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Pickford, before
Luke Shaw's been probably one of the best players in the tournament for me.
he's
He's been awesome. And Walker, he's been class as well.
Yeah, they've both been great. The only worry I had before the Denmark game was Pickford. And again, he did drop a couple of clangers.
He looked a bit nervous, didn't he? Mourinho picked up on that, didn't he? On Talk Sport this morning or the day before.
Yeah,
he did look a bit nervous. He was the only one who looked a bit. He's rushing. When he
did it as well. He had that swipe where I think the ball went up and came back down pretty much where he kicked it from.
Yeah.
And then he just bowled a couple straight out to the Danes.
Just got to chill out, and he relax.
Yeah, he's my only worry, to be honest. But I don't know who else you put in there, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's criticised Southgate, and I think he's done it right. He's been proved well. He's selected the right teams, and you can't argue with that because he's delivered what he's delivered, right?
Right.
But you know, I know Southgate is always looking to improve. He's always trying to pick the right team to play the right opposition, and with the way Italy play, he may well pick what we think. Do you know what I mean? But he's his own man. He will go with what he goes with anyway. I don't think there's any criticism of him. I think he's done a fantastic job.
Yeah.
But let's just hope he gets it right for Sunday. That's the only way we'll lose. Is what I mean is if he gets that wrong, which I doubt he will. So we're going to win. Hey, come on!
Easy as that.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish it would be. But Ben, do you feel nervous with Pickford in goal with the
Brownie's coming on? Brownie's coming on. I've had a text message. 2 minutes.
Get in.
Give him some shit.
Ben, just before we announce the signing to West Ham on official with a loan deal of football with Brownie, Pickford, does he fear you? Does our goalkeeper fear you after, in my eyes, the free kicks that he was awfully positioned for against Denmark?
I think it's an English tradition. I think that I can't think of a goalkeeper in my lifetime that's ever gone out and you felt comfortable with. They've all had that little bit of a nervous streak in him. I mean, Joe Hart was atrocious, but every big game, you look at him in the tunnel, he looked like he was going into a fight or into a war. But really, in my lifetime, going back, would have been David Seaman maybe was allowed.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Seaman.
But since that, we have had proper calamities in our goal. But Pickford, I think he's made one or two little errors. They haven't gone to conceding the goal. He's won the Golden Glove before the semi-final. Again, there's no criticism for him. There's not one player on that pitch I can sit here and go, actually, I'll drop him, or he's had a bad game. None of them have. And this is what I don't get in the press, that they're still being negative. There is no negativity. There's none.
Well,
None.
the press and the press. What you two lads that probably don't know, the England goalkeeping coach, Martin Margetson, who's actually Welsh, right, is my best mate, right? So, and he swears by Pickford, right? And he went, it was back last year. I watched it at a bar in Spain, funny enough. I didn't even know it was coming up. And he went on Sky Sports News and talked about Pickford's weaknesses and what they were working on, right? And the press the next day, the Sun, mullered England goalkeeping coach exposes his keeper. And all the headlines were totally wrong. Now, what it was actually a clever move by Southgate in March to do it on Sky Sports News because it gave the player a kick up the arse.
Yeah.
And he's been, and I know this for a fact, Pickford's weaknesses, it was where his hands, one of them was his handling position, a couple of things. If you look it up on Google, you see it anyway, right? But all that Pickford has worked on drastically before the Euros to get it right because they said it on the telly, right? And that's that's great management by Southgate and the coach, Marge, to get him to work. You know, it's a lot of the game today is very psychological. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Different players react in different ways. And I think that's what Southgate is brilliant at. My perception of the England football team for many years and why we haven't won nothing since 66 is because English players couldn't play with English players. You get a manager come in, right? It'd study him on the form of what they're doing in the Premiership, right? Oh, he's doing well. We'll have him. When they put them together, they couldn't play together because they got no foreigners in there to carry them. When they're having that cracking performance for Man United, they've been carried by two Frenchmen and a German, say, for instance.
Yeah.
But what's the beauty of this is, and Southgate, let's be honest, was a flop as a club manager. But what he's very good at, he's had this team, basically, since they were 18-year-old kids. So he's had them all the way through, under 21s. He's gelled them together, and now he's got the final product. They're all kids with fantastic footballing ability, but he's had these coaching them for years. Yeah, so it's not a new put together jigsaw puzzle. Just he's bring him in. It's a togetherness, and they play well together. They work well together, and they're very, very united. It's a bit of a cliche, isn't it? But they're very united in the way they play together, and you see that on the pitch now. And that is why we're doing so well. So good old Southgate.
Yeah. A midfield three then. Brownie's still not here. I think he's just preparing himself for the battering he's gonna get in a minute. but the midfield three, Rob, if it were you, who are you going for as your midfield three?
Probably the same as we went with in the Denmark game. There's no point. Sorry, my phone's just started buzzing. Typical, isn't it?
That's Brownie telling you not to slag it off.
One bloke offered me a credit card, I think. Yeah. No, I wouldn't change a thing. I'd have Declan Rice. I think has been absolutely brilliant. Like, you cannot argue with anything he's done. Alongside Calvin Phillips, I've had them both in my dream team ever since the start of the tournament. Not that really means a lot. I just wouldn't change anything. Not a thing. It's worked. Like you said, you know, the eye-ties are a little bit slow at the back now, aren't they? Old Chiellini and
big time.
Bonucci. So, you know, if we concentrate with the pace up front, I think, yeah. I think you've got me more and more confident now, Steve, to be fair.
No, nothing to worry about, mate. Just start drinking the beer and celebrating, mate. Honestly, nothing. England will not lose. I don't like to say it on the show, but I've been in the England training camp with Marge. I've been all behind the scenes, right? And I've seen what I've seen. And it's amazing, mate, how they all, I don't know, they're not prima donnas, these players. Normally they're big prima donnas and that. They're not. They're just like it's like our youth, you know, like, I don't know if you've been involved in junior football. It's like your football team going out to win. Going out. It's amazing what they've created, and the Italians are too slow, mate. They won't live with it. Those English players, they got no fear. That's the beauty as well. They're all so young. When you're young in 21, 22, you have no fear. When you, Brian Robson at 28, 20, we used to pick players when they were 28, 29, 30s, weren't they? Yeah. If you look back at the teams, Keegans, Robsons, goes on and on and on. They were all picked from their Premiership top league performance when they'd made it in the game. These lads have come through the youth system together. And I'll tell you, mate, we're going to smash Italy. It will be 3 or 4-0. I don't even see Italy scoring, mate, to be honest. Yeah, our defence is panicked once in the whole tournament. That was for a 10-minute period. That was against the Danes. But the Danes were playing some cynical balls through that we didn't deal with very well. And they got a few shots. Most teams haven't even had many shots on target with us because we've closed them down. The system Southgate's playing is superb with Rice and Phillips in there. Protecting those at the back. Luke Shaw is playing tremendous. He's up and down, isn't he? Fantastic. Walker picks up everything, plays it back out. Harry Maguire's passing. He floats along the pitch and just plays a perfect pass out.
My only thing that concerns me is the last time you were this positive about something was the Grand National.
Yeah, I knew you were just going to say that, but I've always been a football man, and I only get my tips from Mick Shannon.
Very good point. Very, very good point, Ben.
If you carry on about my horse racing tips, I'll do what Brownie done on my show, done a Sid Vicious and stropped off.
He's doing quite the opposite here, Steve, because he's still not here. So that's a long 2 minutes.
He's a talker, mate. Welsh talker, isn't he? Welsh talker.
Ben, over to you then with the midfield. Who are you going to go for?
Same three: Mount, Rice, and Phillips. Exactly the same three. Yeah, I wouldn't. I think the only reason he might change it is because, like we've been saying, how slow their defence is. I think he might maybe put Grealish in for Mount and really go on an attack in front. Because my biggest concern is if we don't score in those first 45 minutes, I think we're going to struggle. Because
3 to 4 minutes.
45.
Oh, 45. I'm saying 4 to 5 minutes. Well, bloody hell. Talk about putting pressure on the lads.
At the end of the day, okay, their centre backs are slow and old, but they haven't lost a game in 33 games.
No.
They don't concede very, very rarely, and that's if we don't score in that first half, I will be panicking in that second half.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be. I'd still be very confident. One, because we got a very strong bench, right? Yeah. Whatever the bench is.
Yeah.
But you could say that about playing the Germans. It's 0-0 half time, boring first half, wasn't it? Second half, change a few things, bang, out they come, wallet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I'd get nervous is the 85th minute, and Italy could sneak one. Because you haven't got time to go and get one back. And my other concern all the way through the tournament has been how will England react when we do concede one and go down in a game?
Yeah.
And they proved that in Denmark, not very long. 10 minutes, bang, something else.
Yeah, and let's move on to the forwards then. Your front three, Rob, who are you going to go for?
Midfield yet, Jake?
Never
mind, don't worry, don't carry on.
Go on, please, man.
If I was Gareth Southgate, and this is nothing against Mount, right? But just looking at the Italian side, and I probably should have had the England job once upon a time, but I was like Brian Clough, boycotted. I drank too much, but right. I personally would drop in Foden instead of Mount.
Maybe,
And I'll tell you why, right? Because he's great with the ball. The Italians are a dirty side, and they will. And it's the same goes for Grealish as well, mind. They will take you out. They get more yellow cards against players like Foden and Grealish, especially Grealish. But we'll come on to him in a minute. And Foden, is, I believe, has got the ability to play those killer balls out to the width and also feed in the front line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It could be a move. Right then, Rob.
Sorry.
Right. So this is now I'll tell you what, Steve. On Saturday night, before we do the Steve and Pete show, I'm just gonna give it straight to you, Steve. Just control it all. But the rule is on Saturday night, we're not talking about putting Karen Brady or Karen Brady's daughter in a wardrobe.
Okay. Yeah, that was a different show, that one. You know, we can't go X-rated like that on your young show, Jacob.
Right then, your attack then, Rob. Who are you going to go for as your 3 in attack?
Again, I don't think you can change it. I think Kane's obviously number 1 on the team sheet. Sterling, he's up there with player of the tournament, isn't he? And then little Saka. And the only change you might make would be drop Saka out and bring Sancho in, possibly. But there's no need to change it. I think he'll start the same as he did against Denmark, and then he'll just tweak it later on if things aren't going quite the plan. But yeah, I think somebody said earlier on they could see Saka scoring. He's so good with his feet at close control and in and around those old defenders. I reckon he might be onto something there. Yeah. Saka for sure. Kane, he's found his scoring boots again now, hasn't he? So, yeah, I think those 3 still, definitely.
Somehow Kane has found his shooting boots again after that diabolical penalty. Honestly, my reaction was, "Oh no, he's missed," and then up I went.
I missed the penalty. I had my head in my hands. I couldn't watch it. And I heard the
yeah, I know. I know. Ben, would you agree with Rob's front 3?
100%, yeah. I mean, you know what I'm going to say. Saka, he's just phenomenal. He went into this tournament, what, £35 million player? What is he now, 80, £90 million player? 19 years old, not been phased once.
Yeah, he's been brilliant.
Absolutely superb. Sterling's proved everybody wrong. Sterling's been our player of the tournament. Yeah. And Harry Kane's doing what Harry Kane does best now.
Yeah. I agree. I completely agree. And to finish off then with the day's banter, Steve, would you agree? Don't throw a
No, I wouldn't agree.
Oh, here we go.
I wouldn't agree. They've all done well. Don't get me wrong. They've all done well. But I still think you've got to move teams around to play the opposition you're going to play. Saka, I find him a little bit frustrated. Great. Don't get me wrong. He's a hell of a talent. But he's a little bit inconsistent on the ball, isn't he? Where he just overdoes it a little bit. You can't knock him, great player. But if you speak to Arsenal fans, they all say he's inconsistent. Right? But I'm not knocking him for that. Sterling is. I don't think he's proved anyone wrong because I haven't seen anyone really knocking him. But they got a bit battered when Matey played him out the game in the Champions League final. And Sterling's head can drop if that happens. What's that lad's name? He's in the England camp. I can't think of his bloody name now. Oh, he's in the. Oh, come to me a minute. The beer's kicking in. But you know what I mean? In the Champions League, Sterling was played out the game. Yeah. And that's the only problem you have with Sterling. If that happens to him and he can't get anything going, his head drops. The English. What's the English player?
Chilwell.
Who?
Chilwell.
No.
Oh,
Chelsea lad.
Ben Chilwell.
No.
Paul Gascoigne.
No, Paul Gascoigne. Come to me in a minute. He's in the England squad. He hasn't played. He's one of the players.
Chilwell.
No, not him. Not him. He didn't play him out the game in the Champions League.
Reece James.
Reece James. Yeah.
It wasn't Gascoigne.
Final. Sterling done nothing in that game. Absolutely nothing. Right? And it was because Reece James played him out of the game. He had him in his pocket. And when a defender gets Sterling in his pocket, Sterling's head drops. And he drops back and he doesn't play the same. But that hasn't happened in this game. And that's great. Great news for us. But that's the one thing you have to look at with Sterling. But going for me, I'd go ambitious, mate, right? And I'll tell you what I'd do. Having Foden in there in the midfield, right? I would start Jack Grealish, and I'll tell you the reason why now. Right? I'd have him on the left, and I'd switch Sterling to the right. Sterling's actual favourite position is the right side of the pitch more than the left. So you're putting Sterling into his favourite position, right? You got Kane in the middle. You can't say anything. Kane's going to be on the. Kane was probably picked last night, right, or a week beforehand. But you get the ball at Kane's feet, he's going to score. Simple as, right? Unless it's a penalty. And Jack Grealish. The reason why I honestly believe with Sterling and Grealish, especially Grealish, the way Grealish carries the ball makes the defender commit a foul. Right? Look, people say he dives. He doesn't dive, right? He gets caught more times than anybody in the Premiership. But it's in the stats. You only got to look at the stats. With the Italians having no pace, right, they will make an error there. And they'll be down to 10 men within half a game.
Honestly, I like these.
Italians can't help themselves. You watch the way Grealish carries that football, he gets taken out. He wins free kick after free kick after free kick, right? And he's got the skill. And Jack Grealish has been involved, and every time he's been on the pitch, he's been involved in the goal. And he's fantastic at getting past the defender, cutting in behind, and supplying the ball. And that is what I'm not knocking who's played beforehand, but it's a squad game. And I think Grealish needs now to start this game. Simply on the basis, not a sentiment that he hasn't played enough, right? On the basis that Italian defence will not cope with him.
So a little bit about Italy then before we move on to the final part of the show. We're still waiting for Football with Brownie.
Wait, yeah, I'm on the Jake. You're watching, are you, mate? Yeah. No, definitely do that, mate. All right, bud. Cheers, mate. Sorry, mate. Just took my Gareth off.
Yeah, all good. We're still waiting for Football with Brownie. He's still preparing himself. Look, he's still preparing. Look, he's still there. But a little bit about Italy then, before we move on. Rob, to you first. What are you expecting from Italy? They've lost one of their best players in their left back, in Spinazzola. But what are you going to expect from the Italians on Sunday night?
Well, they seem to be a bit of a side of two halves, really, don't they? Because when they get up front, they seem to be buzzing around everywhere, really busy, lots of little balls. But if nothing goes right, then they don't seem to have anything else to fall back on. And then the back half of their team, they're a little bit old. But the thing that concerns me most about Italy is they're the masters of the dark arts, aren't they? So we got to be a little bit clever and a bit aware, because they're going to be trying every trick in the book. And they've got no pressure on them either, have they? It's not like they've gone 55 years without reaching a tournament final. They've won World Cups, and I think they've won this twice, haven't they? Or at least once. So I just think we need to be. I'm pretty sure Gareth's going to be in our heads anyway. He's going to have them all well prepared, like he has done every game so far.
Yeah.
That's the thing that concerns me, is the Italians playing dirty. Because they've always done it.
Exactly.
Yeah. They always do it. We know they're going to do it.
They're the most dirtiest football team, apart from some of the South Americans.
Yeah.
The most dirtiest football teams in Europe.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
You're not allowed to say it these days, are you? Because all the snowflake society and all the rest of it, right? But they are dirty team, the Italians. They even ran in the war, mate. Right? I tell you, they are dirty.
They always have been. Even that, what's the name? Is it midfielder or a striker? Verratti, I think.
Yeah.
Biggest cheating nation. But he's got a booking in him as well. So maybe we could take a leaf out of their dirty tricks book, and match them up.
Yeah. Ben, I know you've got to go. So the final question: what are you expecting from the Italians? Then, same question as went to Rob.
I'm expecting them to be very defensive. I don't think they're going to go all out. I think they're going to try and hit us on the break. I think they're going into this, and they know they're coming into our backyard. They know that the pressure's more going to be on us. And I think they're going to sit and try and hit us on the break. And I think that's what it's going to be. I think we're going to have possession after possession, and they're going to try and hit us. And I think that's what it'll be. And again, they are the master of dark arts. I mean, I've taken that from Talk Sport today, because that's what they've been banging on about today is Chiellini and Bonucci. You know how old they are. They are the masters. I'd still say that they're probably in the top 10 best central defenders in the world still, and one of them's 36.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming on, Ben.
That's right. So I've got to go. The kids are doing me head in.
Oh, that's all right. Thank you. See you later. Right then. So here's where you're expecting the big reveal of football with Brownie. You're not going to get it because he's not here. To finish off, then, is there any final thoughts? Firstly, from you, Rob, for the game.
I just wanted to be here. I wish we could just fast forward through Saturday now and most of Sunday, and then get over to the pub and just get on it. I can't wait. I really can't wait.
Yeah. There we go. So, and to you then, Steve, to finish off, any final thoughts? I'm waiting for a dig at Adam Brown here, but off you go.
Well, what we've got to get ready for. All serious notes here. We got to get ready. There's a couple of things we need to prepare before this game, right? We all need to get life rafts, right? Because when the Welsh start crying when we've won the European Championships, England's going to be flooded for a week. Right? We need life rafts. Now, the other predicament I've got is what beer to get in to celebrate, because I'm not confident I'm going to win. I've got if anyone for sponsorship endorsements watching the show at the moment, Badgers Brewery, Thirsty Ferret, right? You're only down the road. Drop a crate up, please. But and for my co-host here as well, I'm his agent, by the way, Mr. Five. Now Jake's on making lots of money from his show. Yeah, but all jokes aside, we have to prepare for those Welsh tears, because they hate us, don't they? Right?
Yeah.
They've called us cheats, everything.
Scots.
When Wales play, I cheer them on. I want them to win. But those Welsh, they got a big chip on their shoulder, bigger than Palmer's chip shop, I tell you. And Brownie just said, I had things I needed to sort out. Oh, yeah. Welshman.
Is he coming then?
Yeah, but that's a Welshman, no bottle. That's why they don't win nothing, mate. All right? They have an open top bus when they lose the semi-final. You didn't hear the end of it in Wales. I was in Wales, and they had an open top bus coming into Cardiff Airport to parade around the city when they'd lost the semi-final. Come on, what's that about? That's not winning, is it? You know. So there's going to be a lot of tears, a lot of tears. We're going to win 4-0. Italy are going to do very much what Ben has said. They're going to sit back, try and catch us on a break, and hack and take out our players, try and cause injuries. They're going to disrupt the game. Mancini all over. You wait and see. But we will overcome that with Jack Grealish. This is him and Foden. This is their finale. I'm telling you.
There we go.
Brownie's now waffling on.
What?
Give me a big favour, mate, and look for these. What's he on about?
Anyway, Steve, I will see you on Saturday night. Hopefully.
Yeah, we got Peach. Yeah, we got Peach. And tell this young man here to come and subscribe to the Days Banter show. Especially as I'm his agent, he's got to subscribe to my show now, hasn't he? It's a little bit different. Nothing like this show, is it, Jake? You've been on, Jake, haven't you?
I've been on. Been on.
Where's that lad? Where's that young lad? Why ain't he on the show tonight?
Oh my God! No, Steve, behave.
I'm scaring him off, have I?
Yeah, no. On the end card right now is Steve's channel. I'm going to try and put it around here, so you can click on that and subscribe to Steve's channel. And yeah, come on, England! Last rendition of It's Coming Home. Steve, start it off.
It's coming home.
It's coming.
It's coming
Get the
home.
Rice is bringing it home. West
He
Ham.
is.
Every England manager, if you're watching now, play West Ham players, you'll win cups.
Subscribe to the Days Banter. Subscribe to West Ham Official. Do all of it, and I'll see you very, very soon. Come on, the
Thirsty
England.
Ferret, send us a crate.
Come on, England. Let's go.